Wake up, click on the 5 notifications on your social media accounts. Eat breakfast, check your email and make sure you got the confirmation on those boots you ordered online last night. Go to class, low-key watch women's soccer on your laptop while vaguely listening to the professor lecture. Head home, FaceTime with your mom and dog Cooper saying how much you miss them. In bed, watch 3 episodes of The Office instead of class readings. Repeat. Since the development of the web, the internet has dramatically changed our lives, yet not everyone has access to this tool. This is known as the digital divide. Digital divide is defined as the differences between groups to whom computer and internet electronic technology is available and groups lacking such access. There are different divides that separate who can use the web and who can't. These include location, race, education, class, and accessibility, to name a few. This video will focus on accessibility and how available the web is to people with disabilities. Digital divide is the barrier that keeps certain groups from being able to access digital technology, but they are usually done unintentionally as developers assume the abilities of users. The whole goal of the web, designed by Tim Berners-Lee and many other groups and individuals, was to have it be available for all to use. But people with disabilities use the internet and related technologies at levels approximately half of the rest of the population. These groups stuck on the other side of the digital divide can be people with motion disabilities, such as tremors or paralysis, who have issues picking out information because of cluttered layout and buttons or links that are too small. For persons with sensory disabilities, including blindness and deafness, it can be difficult to use web chats or embedded media. Persons with cognitive disabilities, ranging from dyslexia to Down syndrome, may have issues with the layout, descriptive text, or alignment of web pages. The reason why people are caught on the other side of the divide is because the web is not user-friendly to many disabilities. To fix this, in the early years of the web, groups saw it as an individual's responsibility to find ways to use the web. For example, if a person had a visual impairment, they would buy a screen reader for their own use. The problem with this medical model of disability was that rather than fixing the problem on a structural level, this was a retrofitting strategy that accommodated technology to work temporarily on the individual level, but the digital divide was still present. By the end of the 20th century, the government and professional groups saw the way to closing the digital divide would be to think of disability using the social model. This social model of disability argues that while people may have individual physical differences, these are only disabling in the context of a society that is unprepared for them. Society had to change the design of the web so that all people could use it. Legislation was passed in response to the digital divide that mandated websites to meet certain standards in their coding and increase accessibility. A universal design was the goal of the new acts, and users were placed at the center of design. Lawmakers wanted strong usability so that the web was simple and straightforward. In 2000, 48% of people with disabilities with access to the web reported having a better quality of life compared to 28% in those without disabilities. Going online was a way for people with disabilities to access shopping, entertainment, and education in ways that may not have been an option to them before. Over a decade later, the potential benefits have skyrocketed, yet in 2017, disabled Americans were about 3 times as likely as those without a disability to say they never went online. Although the legislation covered many of the issues of inclusion, unfortunately the newness of disability under the law, exemptions from compliance, limited enforcement, and the inability of law to keep up with the new technologies all hindered the impact that the laws had. In effect, web developers are neglecting the 1/6 of the United States population who have disabilities. Thinking about your daily life and how much technology and the web are a part of that, remember that this is not available to everyone, and it is on us to change technology to include the entire society. If we all constantly update websites with protocols in mind, we will finally be able to close the digital divide and fulfill Tim Berners-Lee's goal of a web fit for all.